Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibrations so you can live your best life. Today's topic is something that I have been avoiding talking about. It's something that has been on the topic list for weeks, probably even months at this point, and it's not something that I really have wanted to address. I know that I have sort of a mixed bag of community that I have some people who have come to me through my upbringing and family and friends and even currently participating in the church and in religion, and they will have a very strong opinion about what I'm about to say. At the same time, I also have a community of very spiritual beings who understand energy and how to open your third eye and how to manifest and things of that nature. And there's a very strong resistance to the term God or quotes from the Bible. And I understand that. I understand that because I have lived in both worlds. In fact, if you don't know me, I'm a recovered pastor's daughter. I grew up in the church, definitely had a falling away, a moment of saying, that's it, thank you, no thank you. And, going over to the metaphysical side and really understanding all of the things I just mentioned, and realizing that at the end of the day, when I am tapping into creator source energy, it is the same. That whether you call it God, divine source, creator, universe, it does not matter. That at the end of the day, a rose by any other name still smells as sweet. And that life force energy that courses through us, that feeling of love, the ultimate unconditional love, the love like the best parent could possibly love their child, that is the source of all that is. And that is kind of like our parent, right? It cares about it, he, she, it, they, them. I never really feel comfortable with any of those terms because it is everything, it is everywhere. But it is benevolent and it is loving and it is aware and it cares very much. And when we figure out how to play the game called life, it's freaking awesome. And this beautiful divine being created something amazing for us and wants us to experience the beauty of what it was meant to be. And so because I bridge both of these worlds, I feel very strongly that it's important to share the reasons why nobody is ever right? No side has it perfectly figured out. No one person has the only way. And, every religion out there has value to add. Every spiritual guru or leader, and I don't want to say all of them because there's plenty who were not benevolent, but the vast majority of them who had good intentions, who came from a good place, a core place of love, they all had value to add in different languages, in different contexts, through different religions. You can look at the Emerald Tablet, you can look at the Jewish Bible, you can look at the regular Bible, you can look at the Torah. It doesn't matter. They're all going to bring different pieces of information. They're all pointing towards the same body of information, and that is how to play the game called life. How to make this freaking work for you. How to drive the sports car, because we've been driving it like a Ford and it's not working. We're not winning the race right now. So for today, I would like to request the open mind of the people who have been married to the religious teachings. And I'd like to speak about what I see as not serving, or you could say broken, in the religious teachings. And it doesn't matter what sect of Christianity you are, or if you're Catholic, it doesn't matter. That ultimately at the end of the day, there's a few, and I didn't count them, there's a few core messages that I believe hold back, 6, we'll call it 7, that hold back 7 things that are taught in religion that hold back good, kind-hearted people with pure intentions and good hearts and keep them from doing good in the world. And then at the same time, I would ask the other side, those of you who aren't comfortable with the term Bible or God, to replace it with whatever word works for you, and see where we might be able to collectively assist these people who believe in religion in tapping into their authority and power. And I want to clarify that real quick, because I don't mean that it's not that their beliefs are wrong, right? We're not trying to undo someone's beliefs. We're just trying to show them the truth of who they were made to be, to open up to even greater levels of love and support from the divine. Okay? So, if I haven't lost you all by now, let's just keep going. The number one biggest issue that I see with religious teachings, and again, semantics matter. People get really hung up over this. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to clarify what I mean by that. Religion, when I say that, it doesn't mean God, doesn't mean Jesus, doesn't mean the Bible. It means the organized structure, the body of men who have interpreted these words and made them, in some cases with intention, serve their earthly needs, or in other cases who did not realize, were not given the insight at the time. It wasn't time for them to see more clearly what has been given to all good, kind-hearted people with positive intention on planet Earth. Okay, so it's not about the teachings. It's not about it's about the organization being wrong, and not the people you have believed in so far. I hope that clarifies. I'm going to beat that dead horse, and it's going to do us more harm than good. So let's stop there. Number one thing that is holding back good, kind-hearted people is the belief in brokenness. So you may believe in your brokenness, or your not enoughness, or your unworthiness because of complex trauma, feeling unsafe for an extended period of time, or you may have been in the church and been taught that you are bad, wrong, or broken. And I know this one is really hard, and I've had conversations with high-level people I respect in the church calling attention to this, and the concern is that the ego will get out of control. If we don't recognize our brokenness, then we will become arrogant, and that will keep us from living rightly. And what I see is it holds back people who are really committed to the path of living righteously, to doing the right thing, to living a godly life. And that cannot shut you off when I say that term, that our belief in brokenness of any kind shuts down our power and authority and manifesting ability, our God-given gifts. Now, if the concern is ego and arrogance, then let's address that directly without taking any sort of the side road to head it off, because it's having a detrimental effect. That we are not broken, but we are incomplete without the divine. That we cannot do it on our own. Now, if there's any time that you've ever noticed that there was a problem going to happen, you saw this thing coming, you knew it was going to happen, you were worried about it, maybe you lost your job and you're worried about losing your home. So you go out and you scurry and you try to find a new job, or find a cheaper place to live, or you do all the things to solve that problem. You're not allowing the divine to come in and work through you to solve that problem, which will actually bring a better solution than you ever could have dreamed of. That's when we are trying to do God's job, and that's a perfect example of when we acknowledge we are incomplete without the divine, and we can rest into faith and surrender and trust, following the guidance that we were given with proper timing, right? We don't delay, we don't drag our feet. Then things will be solved for us. Things will be taken care of for us. So the number one issue is the belief in brokenness, the teachings of brokenness, and that keeps us from understanding our authority and power. It also keeps us from understanding our incompleteness, because the message is not being delivered correctly. That what should be spoken to is ego and becoming so arrogant, thinking that I'm God and I can do it all myself. That should be addressed directly. And then also our incompleteness is our ability to create miracles when we acknowledge the need for the relationship with the divine. Okay? Number 2, the suggestion that we are powerless, that we are not part of the equation, that we have to give our power away to some entity that is way up there, way far away, so far that we can't connect with, or that we should grovel at the feet of. Now, of course, I will clarify absolute humility in the face of the most beautiful being in all of creation, but we were made in their likeness. We were animated with the breath of life, unlike any other creation on planet Earth. So to forego the abilities that we were given, I think it would make God sad. This is not what was planned. And we should be humble. We should be respectful. We should honor and give credit to. But we should not give our power away. We should recognize, we want, they, he, she, it, they, them wants us to recognize our power and authority. We were made to co-create for a reason. The very reason we were made was to co-create. And so to give away our authority to say, and to some degree, we should believe I will be cared for, I will be taken care of, I will have everything I need. But at the same time, we also need to be saying, I have been given power and authority in my life to make sure that I can manifest everything that I need in my life. That there is an overflow of abundance available to me when I own my power and authority and I call it in. Same with keeping the negative out too. I am a sovereign being. I am the sayer of who and what dances in my energetic field. Nothing will come in this home or cross the boundaries of this home. Nothing will touch my children. That's the power and authority that we have been given. 1, I command and request that which I need and is also my abundance birthright be in my life now. And 2, I have no fear. Nothing can touch me because, and this is a suggestion, this is how we should all speak. It's not just me and arrogance. This is how we are created to command the protection and the love that was gifted to us. We are asked to use that. And I did not expect to get that animated on that topic. But clearly that is something that wanted to come through. And as you know, if you follow me, I'm usually really soft. I'm very nurturing and very loving and holding space for you and protecting you and helping you heal. But at the same time, there are boundaries. And there's power and authority, and there's an awareness of power and authority, and there's a responsibility to use it. So the other piece of powerlessness is recognizing when we give our power and authority away that we are teaching others to do the same. And so the responsibility of stepping into it allows us to give permission to others to do the same. We were made, like I said, in our Creator's image, that we have the ability to manifest. I'm sure you've noticed we are built to heal. There's no accident that there are so many healers. That actually, biblically, it says that we are able to do what Jesus did and more. That we are a child of God. Jesus was a child of God, the Son of God. And this is not about his authority over us or anything. I'm not questioning that today or ever. It's just not a topic I'm ready to address. But it is in reference to our power that we are meant to be healers. Now, you might heal through Reiki, you might heal through prayer, you might heal through energy work, you might heal through brain spotting, you might heal through creating new food structures, new medical structures, new building structures. There is a power and authority gifted to you specific to your purpose. And at the end of the day, it all boils down to supporting each other, helping each other heal, helping each other thrive. So recognizing your purpose is the key to your abundance birthright. All right, number 3, helplessness. Very similar to, powerlessness, but in reverse. To be weak, or to allow people to walk all over you, to overgive, to self-sacrifice, to not ask for what you deserve, to assume that you will be taken care of without asserting your ability to take care of yourself, that we are asked to take care of ourselves. In fact, I think many times, many people experience very difficult experiences in their life because it allows us to learn that we cannot give our power away, that it is up to us. And it's a difficult conversation because so many beautiful, kind, gentle, soft, loving, good-hearted people experienced horrific childhoods. And I've talked a lot about how we are crystals, and the pressure put on a crystal creates a latent power surge of energy, and that's part of what is being unleashed in the world right now. Is as we heal, we get the trauma up and out of us, we are releasing this latent surge of energy and power in us. So that's partially one of the many reasons why we were allowed to experience some of those experiences. Obviously, the ability to help others heal comes from that, so that's another massive positive benefit. But if we are allowed to remain in our helplessness, to remain a victim, if we were just rescued, if God just swooped in and solved all our problems for us and we never had to rescue ourselves, we would never learn to use our power. We would never learn to manifest. We would never learn to assert our purpose, our creative abilities, our co-creative relationship with the divine. All of the things that I've just spoken to would be lost if we were just rescued. And so to be helpless means to remain in that place of victimhood, which means to give your power away. And that addresses the first 2. Number 4, guilt and shame are considered good. The gnashing of teeth, and the whipping yourself, and groveling, and what a poor sinner am I. That mentality it's extremely detrimental. It is complex trauma. It is the very resistance in your electromagnetic being that pushes down the power and keeps you from the reciprocating energy flow that is meant to flow in, up, through, out, around, up and down. It goes, all which ways. That's why I could never figure that out when I was in meditation. But anyways, that guilt and shame is the blockage. It is the thing that keeps you from moving forward. It's the thing that keeps you from shining your light. It's the thing that keeps you from being seen. It is the thing that keeps you from recognizing and gaining clarity around your purpose and getting out there and showing up. And to say shine your light just doesn't even begin to explain the tremendous power, there's no other word, that courses through us when you're in alignment. When you're in alignment, you're connected to source, you're following your guidance, you are claiming your power and authority. It's a supernova of light. It is an exploding star. The immense, tremendous divine power that will flow through you when you remove that guilt and shame. There are no words to describe. It's only something that can be felt. And I think that's part of the reason why spirituality can be difficult to teach in some ways, is because it's a feeling, it's a felt sense, it's a cellular embodiment, and words, the brain, they get in the way. And so, yeah, just let go of guilt and shame. That's another topic for another video. I got plenty, obviously. This statement, I think we're on number 5 here. 1, 2, 3. My bullet points are letters instead of numbers, guys. Sorry. To be meek, and that very much plays into the guilt and the shame and the helplessness and the overgiving and the self-sacrifice and things of that nature. But to be meek, to me, it almost, and I think I'm recognizing that there's a filter of my own childhood that was put on this, because I understand the dictionary definition of meek does not necessarily mean to be weak, but that is how it was suggested in my upbringing. that meekness meant weakness. And it's, again, that groveling and the, I'm such a poor, broken sinner. But really, meekness just means to be humble, to recognize, and in the humility comes with that the gratitude, because holy crap, this is freaking awesome. I cannot believe I get to live this life. I cannot believe you work through me this way. I cannot believe what an honor it is to be here, to love on these people, to share my energy with them, to watch them heal. Wow. What an amazing game called life this is. That, to me, is what was meant through that statement. And of course, everyone has to acknowledge the fact that this book, one, was written by men, and two, interpreted by men. How many hundreds of times? So, by default, with an absolute 1,000,000% certainty, there were mistakes in translation. There were things lost. And so that's where we have to, and this ties into the next one, we have to look at our ability to discern that there is not, beautiful butterfly outside, there's very little reference to the body in a positive way in religious teachings. That, we are to discipline the body, and the body will trick you, and the body is weak. And to some extent, again, none of this is black and white. We're not going to the extremes here. We're trying to find the balance in the middle in all of this. The body is the seat of the soul. And Greg Braden discovered by triangulating an ancient text to the periodic table, to the codes on your DNA, that it literally says God eternal within the body on the first strand of every DNA. The body is not the enemy. The body is not working against you. The body is there to help you heal. The body is the conduit of the energy that you have the privilege of being able to direct. So befriending the body, honoring, and there is some reference to honoring the body, but valuing it even more than we have traditionally. What's really interesting is my necklace just came to my attention. And what's funny is I would never have bought it for myself. That's really interesting. But when I was, first starting out and getting met with a lot of resistance and a lot of tests of faith and trust, this just happened to be gifted to me. And I wear it because it was a reminder of the promise that no matter how confused the world gets, no matter how confused the religious teachings get, no matter how many different veins of belief we might have in the metaphysical world, that ultimately at the end of the day, Source Creator made us a promise. And it doesn't matter what you call it, religion, spirituality, you can't change it. And that's why I love the phrase, a rose by any other name still smells as sweet, is because nothing you say or do can change what that is. And so that's just my reminder. So for anyone who's ever wondered why I wear a cross necklace, there you have it. So I follow intuition and guidance. All right, and last but not least, number 7, God wants us to be powerful. And I feel like I kind of said this before, but maybe it's more so in the relationship to our inheritance, that He wants us to be abundant. He wants us to be happy. He wants us to be joyful. He wants us to predominantly be in a happy place. It is not just sometimes happy. It's not 5 or 10% happy. Predominantly. He wants us to be predominantly happy and successful. Yes, there will be trials. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be tests of faith. But they don't have to be hard. They don't have to be difficult. They don't have to be painful. That's the resistance to the tests, resistance to the experience, that causes the pain. So pain, no, what is it? Pain plus resistance equals suffering, right? So we don't have to suffer. There'll be marginal pain, but it's the resistance that creates the suffering. So number 7 was really just stepping into our inheritance, our abundance birthright, that If we were given dominion over the earth and everything in it, then there is nothing that does not belong to us. We are promised an overflow when we, and I love when you look at, some of the words used in the Bible, and you look at the original Latin and you look at the original intent of what these words meant. Sin just means missing the mark. A miracle is a shift in perspective. That we just need to shift and change our beliefs. There is an overflow of abundance promised to us. And that when more good-hearted, kind-hearted people with good intentions step into their power, their authority, their abundance birthright, we are assembling the new earth construction team. That when we are sovereign beings and our power and authority within our lives and within our manifestation abilities cannot be threatened or challenged, they cannot stop creation of heaven on earth. It's up to us to create the new earth. We are the shift. So this is a little longer one. It was not quite as difficult to get out. Hopefully we'll see in the comments how it's received and who it resonates with. I'll tell you what, this is one of those moments. There's been quite a few videos, and I get unsubscribed to people, once or twice a month, I think. And so I know that there are topics out there that just rub people the wrong way, but I'll tell you what, the only reason that I am being cared for and succeeding in the way that I am right now is because I followed the guidance. And sometimes it doesn't make sense. And sometimes it's uncomfortable. Like, I didn't want to talk about this. But I do it because we are bridging a gap. It's the separation, right? United we stand, divided we fall. And that is not specific to the United States. That when we say, oh, they're religious, oh, they're spiritual, oh, they're Jewish, oh, they're Muslim, oh, right? Separation, separation, separation. There is a middle ground for all of us in this. And that is our Creator. All right. With that, I will leave you. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Even just a little emoji comment would be greatly appreciated. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Otherwise, make sure you click this button to subscribe, or this video, which is picked just for you. All right. Namaste, my friends. I love you.